I have received very many messages. WhatsApp, I have received SMS, and I've received so many questions. And I was asked two questions, which I'll try to answer here. Somebody, in fact, my brother Wangira, I call him my brother because his father and my father were promoted in the police the same day. My brother Wangira says that why didn't RUTO grant Raila CGH? CGH, which is chief of the Golden Heart of Kenya. So I want us to discuss about why Raila did not get a CGH, and two, people want to know about 17 gun salute. 17 gun salute. Why is it not 18? Why is it not 15? Why is it not 16? Why is it 17? Why is it 21, 19, 17, 15, something like that? Well, you may have noticed that the gun salutes are in odd numbers. They are in odd numbers. There is 21 gun salute, that is the highest. 19, there is no 20. There is 17, there is no 18, and so on and so forth. I'll try to answer this. I'll start with CGH. Between me and you, our president, William Samoei Ruto, would not get he would use any situation where even challenges. In fact, the best way to give Ruto a hard time, keep him out of the headlines. If he's out of headlines, then if an election is held, you can win. But any incident, be it good or bad, Ruto knows how to make political capital out of it. So if Ruto had powers, to grant any human being a CGH, he would have granted Raila. Why? Because Nyanza Luos are watching. Nyanza Luos are watching, and anything you do, like now, you saw my Mufiala, my cousin, misspoke about Raila's illness and even Raila's death. I think that is why he did not even attend the funeral. So that is, any incident, so any incident happening or whatever, my cousin Mufiala loses points, and any such as an occasion, Ruto utilizes it. So if Ruto had powers to grant anybody CGH, he would have given Raila. Of course, knowing at the back of his head that come 2027, Luo Nyanza will they will revenge, like what Idi Amin used to tell people in English. Amin did not know that revenge. He used to think that revenge is like the Swahili word. So he would say, you have welcomed me so well. When you come to Uganda, I will revenge. So Ruto knows that anything he does and whatever. Now, during the burial of Raila, to come 2027, Luos will revenge. I hope you understand. Let us start with CGH. In Kenya, like any other state, we have various medals. Some may even have come after I left service. But there are others which I'm entitled to, I don't know whether the government will give me. The Northeastern campaign made it. It was yellowish. I don't know whether I'll be given or whatever, or I'll be given posthumous. So there are so many medals. But the biggest medals, let me talk of the two biggest medals. Two biggest. I'm not saying that the only ones, they are the two biggest. We have the Order of the Burning Spear. Order of the Burning Spear. It was copied from Order of the British Empire. It was copied from Order of the British Empire. That is why you find among the British we have CBE, but in Kenya we have CBS. Now, Order of the Burning Spear. It was called Burning Spear because that was Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta. Actually, his eyes were red and whatever, and he was nicknamed Burning Spear. So, Order of the Burning Spear is like all orders. Every order has three classes. Has three classes. We have grade 3, grade 2, and grade 1. According to the British system, the highest, no, the lowest, like the British order of the British Empire, the lowest grade 3 is called officer of the officer of the British Empire. Then the second one is MBE, member of the British Empire. And then the last one is CBE, commander of the British Empire. It is this CBE that when Amin was killing British officers with the CBE, he changed it and called it Conqueror of the British Empire. But it was for commander of the British. So each medal has 3 grades. In Kenya, we have the highest 2. The second highest is Burning Spear. So there is all, now instead of order, we say officer. Officer of the Burning Spear. Then there is the member of the Burning Spear. But in Kenya, instead of saying member of the Burning Spear, we say that Moran of the Burning Spear. And then the last one is the CBS, Chief. You know, in British, they say commander of the British Empire. But in Kenya, we call it Chief of the Burning Spear. So you are a Moran, then you become a chief. But in the British, they say member, and then they say commander. Now we come to the highest level, highest medal Kenyans can get. And that is the Order of the Golden Heart. Order of the Golden Heart. Now, Order of the Golden Heart has 3 levels. Has 3 levels. The lowest is the Moran of the Golden Heart, which is MGH. Which is MGH, Moran of the Golden Heart, MGH. And then above Moran of the Burning Heart, we have the Elder of the Burning, no, not Burning. There is Moran of the Golden Heart, Moran of the Golden Heart. That is MGH. That is grade class 1. Class 2 is EGH, Elder of the Golden Heart of Kenya. Then the highest is the Chief. I told you that in Britain there is a commander, but in Kenya we call it chief. So the greatest one is Chief of the Golden Heart, CGH. Now, the people in Kenya who get the CGH, the people who get the CGH are limited. I'll come to that later. Let us go to the people who get EGH. EGH, Elder of the golden hat. This used to be cabinet ministers. Used to be cabinet ministers. So you can even get an assistant minister or even a village elder who is called a EGH. Know that at one time he used to be a cabinet minister. All cabinet ministers with the exception of the president. So the vice president and all cabinet ministers were given EGH or are given EGH. But later on, Mwai Kibaki granted Mama Lucy an EGH. He granted Mama Lucy Kibaki EGH. That is, and you see the EGH is a yellow, orange, not yellow, it is orange in color. That is why you find during national celebrations, you find some people with sash. Now, what is a sash? Sash is a piece of cloth that is held from one corner of your shoulder to the other. You'll find that during the national celebrations, we have people on the podium, some who have a sash. It's a piece of cloth that comes from this side, goes across your chest up to your waist on the other side. That sash, that piece of cloth, you'll find that during the national celebrations, there are people who put on a sash that has the national flag of Kenya colors. The three color, is it four colors? Green, red, and black, and a white strip, two white strips. That one is CBS, Chief of the Burning Spear. But then above the CBS, the next senior one is now you enter the Golden Heart, of Kenya, which is the smallest one is MGH. Then the second one is EGH. EGH is what I said. It's a yellow band which grows from one side of the shoulder to the other shoulder up to the waist. It is usually worn during celebrations, and it is given, previously it used to be given to cabinet ministers alone. And cabinet ministers including vice president. Then in the year 2003, between 2003 and 2013, Mwai Kibaki granted Mama Lucy an EGH. That is why you find, if you can watch the video about Mwai Kibaki showing people the new constitution at Uhuru Park, you will see among people who are putting on the EGH is Mama Lucy while dancing with that. Now that is, I don't know the color of MGH, but the EGH is for the cabinet ministers in those previous days. And then there is the CGH. There is the CGH, which is Chief of the Golden Heart of Kenya. Now, for those of you who are wondering if RUTO honors Raila so much, why doesn't he give him CGH posthumously? This is the reason. First of all, I'll tell you what the CGH looks like. CGH is, if you look at the picture of Kibaki during the day of the, what do you call? If you look at the picture of Kibaki during the Uhuru Park Constitutional Day in 2010, he's wearing a golden chain. That golden chain that goes round from one side to the chest to the other side. That is and that gesture has also been worn by several presidents. It can only be worn by living, no, I mean the current or past presidents. So the only Kenyans who have, according to the constitution, who have powers to have the CGH are five. Only five Kenyans have that CGH. One, it's like the chain that people like wearing in the neck, isn't it? But it is golden and it is something like that. The only five Kenyans who are entitled or up to this moment to have it. One is Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Mzee Jomo Kenyatta was entitled to it, and so on and so forth. The second one was Daniel Kapkoris Torotich Arap Moi, and the third one was Emilio Mwai Kibaki. The fourth one, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and the fifth, and so far the final person is uh, William Samoei Arap Ruto, or alias Kipchirchir. Now, supposing Kipchirchir goes ahead and grants Raila CGH posthumous, or even when Raila was alive, somebody would go to court, to a constitutional court, and it will be declared that the CGH is null and void. But other people, apart from those who are entitled to that, I said that in Kenya, you are only entitled to that when you are given the sword of honor, when you become the president of Kenya. Well, you can be a president of Kenya in several ways, where the outgoing president gives you a sword of honor. That is when you now become CGH for the rest of your life. Um, or if the president dies, like Jomo Kenyatta did not give Moi the sword, isn't it? So once you occupy the presidency, you automatically become a CGH. Who else is entitled to that? Any other person who is entitled to CGH are people, men and women, who are heads of states. Men or women who are heads of states, and they are given at the time when they are heads of state. You cannot go to a country, or a former president from another country cannot visit Kenya, and then you grant him CGH. CGH is granted to heads of state, and the president of Kenya grants them that CGH when that person is a head. Once you become a former head of state, you are not given. Those are heads of state. I did not say heads of government. Remember, Raila was a head of government in the handshake. He was at that time, technically, let us not go into a reality. But between 2007 and 2013, Kibaki was the head of state and commander in chief. But when it came to head of government, Raila was supposed to be head of half the government, and Kibaki was supposed to be head of half a government, or half a loaf, nusu mkate. That is how it is. So the president can only grant another president of another country, not president, head of state, uh, chief of the Golden Heart of Kenya, CGH, when that during the time of that person. I'm told, is it Madagascar, where the president has gone? That president, after going, he cannot be given. If at all he was never given, then he cannot be given. CGH is usually given. CGH is usually given when that head of state is visiting Kenya, or the Kenyan president is visiting that state, and then the president of that country or the head of state of that country grants the president of Kenya the highest medal for that country, and the Kenyan president grants him or her the CGH. Now you understand. For those who are asking, why was Raila not given CGH? And the other thing people have been asking about 17 gun salute. This comes from a military system. We countries amended that. Countries amended that. But previously, a country like Britain used to have various level of communication. Various levels of communication. People were graded. People were graded, and the highest grading was 21 gun salute. Now, if you ask me why 21, why 7, why not 20, and why not 22? It is something that was just started. Just like Kenya, we don't have a second battalion, and we don't have a four. We have first battalion, second, and the third battalion. It goes that way. So it is something that was placed there in an odd number. And one of the things was that those were the years when we didn't have this thing that is called gender equality. We were not gender sensitive. So when we were not gender sensitive, women were considered less. And that is why when a prince in a male prince, okay, a prince is male, a prince is born in Britain, there is somebody who is called a hailer. This hailer will announce the birth of a, of course, everybody knows that we expect a child in the royal or kizungu ngumu, in the family. So when they have a child, we want to know, is it a boy or a girl? Now, if it was a boy, it would be 21 gun salute. That one we know it is a prince that has been born. But if it is a girl, it would be 19 gun salute. Those were the days when we were not gender sensitive. Nowadays we have gender sensitive, in that since 21 is the highest salute, it is given to a head of state. Then 19 gun salute is given to head of government. Head of government. And if you ask me, I would have said that Raila should have been given 19. But anyway, that is my opinion. Then it goes that way, that way, that way. So you find that that is the highest level of salute. Both, it is a salute. So when do you salute somebody? You salute somebody when you honor that person. You salute somebody if somebody is alive or somebody is dead. Now let us talk about dead. When we'll come back to life. When somebody is dead, the military, they have their own order of merit. The military have their own order of merit. When the president or head of state dies, he is considered to be a 5-star general or a field marshal. He is considered a 5-star general or a field marshal. Now that one is given a 21 gun salute, which is commander in chief. Then you go to 19. 19 goes to the chief of the defense forces. That is Ogola. That is Ogola. Now I understand, I can correct myself. I said, according to me, I think Raila should have gotten 19. Yes, if Raila would have died while in office, when he was the prime minister, then Raila would have gotten 19 gun salute. So, as serving, I said that CGH and commander in chief, it is yours for life. So anytime Uhuru will die or anytime Ruto will die, they'll be given a 21 gun salute. But Ogola was given 19 because he died while in office. He died while in office. But we have several retired CDFs who are still alive, like General Mahmoud. So you find such people, he'll not be given 19, but he'll be given 17. So Raila, being head of government, a retired one, he was given 17 instead of 19. I have just corrected myself. And so on and so you find that the service commanders are given uh, 17 gun salute. When they are retired, they are given 15. So you find that way, isn't it? Uh, Gun salute, as he said, that is the highest level of salute. Salute starts with a very simple salute. We have all been to school. When your teacher comes, what do? You all stand, isn't it? Good morning, Mr. Raphael Saya. Says good morning. He asks you, how are you? We are very fine, Mr. Raphael Saya. Okay, sit down. Thank you, Mr. Raphael Saya. That is a form of a salute. The lowest form of salute, isn't it? Then there is the salute of even removing your head when you're approaching a senior person. They are even making your body stiff and whatever. Then there is the salute of which people know, of raising your hand next to your ear and telling the boss in the heart, we mjinga kutoka kwa kichwa mpaka kwa miguu. So there is that. Then from there is the salute when maybe you are carrying a firearm and such a thing. So that is why there is that one. It goes from the basic, good morning, Mr. Raphael Saya. That is the simplest salute, up to the salute of present arm. There is that one. You see, as an inspector of police, when I enter a certain formation, it is just a gun salute, but a person like OCPD and above, they are given present arm salute. It means that when you continue going up and up and up, you get you get a more respectable salute, more honorable salute, which goes to the 21 gun salute. Now, when it comes to 21 gun salute or 17 or whatever, it is given to generals and so on, and even visiting equivalent. Recently, we had, is it a Gambian general came to Kenya. He is given 19 gun salute. So it is given to those generals when they are. So the lowest I said, good morning, Mr. Rafa. That is but the highest is the 21 gun salute. The gun salute is not just given to somebody when he's dead. No, it is given to a visiting person. And but in this time we are now talking of dead. So they decide, if you are not in the disciplined services, but you are a statesman or a stateswoman whom it is felt that you are on the same level, they try to equate you to a certain person. A certain person. So they equate they equated a retired head of government, because Raila was a head of government, isn't it? So Raila, if he would have died when he was in service, while he was the prime minister, would have been given 19 gun salute, but he has been given 17 as a retired head of government. That is the biggest salute. You may find that the commander in chief solely decides. Okay, he has the National Security Advisory Committee to advise him, but the mandate is his. His mandate is his, and as I've said, he cannot give you 21. He cannot make you a CGH. So that, viewers, is my own way of explaining on the two items that people wanted to know. Why 21? Why others 19, 17, and so on and so forth. And also the issue of CGH. can he be given CGH?